Hi. My journey with Hindustani classical music began since I was 4. Somewhere along the line, jazz happened, and my love affair with jazz began. While exploring both these forms of music simultaneously, I was guided to find a narrative or a link joining both these forms in a way that preserves the authenticity of both Hindustani classical and jazz my two loves. And at the same time maintain what I like to call the essence or the soul of the composition. Let me play you a short audio. That was the voice of the maestro Shobha Gurtu, the legendary Shobha Gurtu, and the thumri that she's singing is the iconic Savan Ki Ritu. For the uninitiated, thumri is a semi-classical genre of love songs belonging to the Hindustani classical tradition, primarily originating in northern India. Savan Ki Ritu is a song about a young woman pining for her lover who hasn't come home to her yet, and the season of rain is already upon them. The essence of a song like this lies in the deep longing, in the pain and separation of love, and the lyrics are integral in explaining what the meaning is. What you heard is traditionally the way a thumri is rendered, using the tabla, the harmonium, the sarangi, and the tanpura, which provides the main drone. And it's deeply embedded in the cultural context of the land. Now, what happens if I take the song as it is and change its musical context? Put it in a different musical idiom, specifically that of jazz. Jazz as a form allows for a certain flexibility in terms of the range of harmonies that is accessible to a jazz musician. It is a language very different from Indian music in the sense that Indian music is primarily performed over a drone and does not employ harmonies. Let me give you an example. I'd like to invite Karim on stage. It's basically a demo. Before that, I want to explain what a harmony is. Very basic definition. So harmony is basically a combination of 3, 4 or more notes played together at the same time, and it complements the melody. It's played along with the melody, behind the melody. So I'm going to sing 2 lines of the thumri that you heard, Savan Ki Ritu, in 2 ways. The first one, I'm going to sing without the harmony.
सावन की ऋतु आए रे सजने
You can imagine the orchestration behind something like this would be the tabla, the harmonium, and this is how the song is sung. Now what happens, like I said, if I sing it with
सावन के ऋतु आए रे सजने सावन के ऋतु.
Yeah, we don't want to give that away right now. Yeah, that was exciting, wasn't it? Well, that's just the preview of what is going to come up in a few minutes. So you see now that space, when the melody is defined by so many harmonies, the possibility is endless. It's also a very tricky space to traverse because more often than not, we musicians get excited by all the beautiful colors and the elements that are happening, and we get carried away with the technicality. in the process diluting the true essence or the meaning of the song, especially when lyrics are involved. One of the most important ways to avoid something like that is to call upon the maturity and the musicianship of the artists involved. In this case, someone like Karim. The ability to identify, recognize, and make very specific harmonic choices and interpretations. And as a Hindustani artist, it is imperative for me too to allow for a certain flexibility in the harmonic content, both guided by the sensibility of a song like this, in this case a Thumri, and of course, the essence of what the song comes out. This practice of restraint and flexibility in a balanced measure is what can make such an amalgamation effective. One of the most important things I learned in this creative process, in this journey, was the surrendering of my musical ego and allowing myself to be vulnerable and let whatever is emerging to emerge. It's been a deeply spiritual journey where I've tried my best to find that link between my two loves, make the marriage happen. And as long as the music flows with honesty and the music makes you feel things and sounds good, I think it's magic waiting to happen. And the best way for me to express is by singing it. So I'd like to invite Karim back on stage. Karim Elaboudi is a veteran pianist, and I'm so honored to have him on stage with me this morning. We're going to be performing Savan Kiritu, and this particular arrangement has been written by my co-collaborator on this song, brilliant musician, guitar player, composer from Cyprus, Odysseus.